So acne is the eighth most prevalent disease worldwide. And oftentimes it's a disease that's misunderstood as something that's just aesthetic and not of a big societal issue. But in this pitch, we'll explore why it has a bigger impact than we oftentimes believe. So on the right side here on this slide, you see my co-founder, Connor, when he was dealing with the worst of his acne when he was 23 years old, fresh out of college. And he will be able to also attest to you that acne is really difficult to deal with for several reasons. Number one is that our skin is very complex and it's based on several different variables and factors. Treatment is equally complex, if not more, both on the non-drug route. If you go into a DM in Germany or into a CVS in the US and you buy some cream from Clarasil or Proactive, they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on promoting those and trying to make you believe it's the miracle cure. But even if you go to a dermatologist, there's over 20 different global guidelines for them. And also for people suffering from acne, what's really hard with it is that it's been linked to causing depression and anxiety, making it even more impactful. And it's not just Connor or myself and a few people, it's a lot of people worldwide, 742 million people suffering from this disease. We're focusing on the US market. So in the US, it's 50 million people. And also it's disproportionately affecting women, with 15% of all adult women dealing with acne. And this is why we're proud to have made it our vision to make millions of people feel confident in their skin again. And that is also why we came up with Skin Theory, which we're really proud to present to you today, which is an app that provides you with a simple way to understand and treat your skin. So Skin Theory is based on 3 simple steps. First of all, we provide the user with a personalized plan. Then we provide them with a tracker. And finally, there's coaching and analysis. And as you can see, some parts of this journey are free and some parts of our premium, part of a premium plan. So first of all, the personalized plan, the personalized plan is something that we know users really want because we get asked for it all the time. And we can provide them with clear instructions on what they should be doing based on just a few questions we ask them about their skin type and what their acne looks like. We can base this on the textbook medical approach that we have already codified in an experiment. And the next part is really important. It's the tracker. This is an actual screenshot from our app that is live, not just a mock-up. So tracking is super important and recommended by the American Association of Dermatologists to do at least 4 to 6 weeks of it when you change something in your routine, because your skin needs time to adapt to it and you need to really understand if it worked or didn't for you. And finally, we have coaching and analysis, where as a user, I'm being provided with some new insights. For example, here I can see that dairy is strongly linked to my skin health. And the plan is automatically adjusted for me without having to think too much about it. We know that people really need this because they're spending lots of money and time on it. The global skincare market is nearly 200 billion. The US is 18 billion. And we estimate our serviceable obtainable market to be at around 270 million. Now, we've already shown some great traction there because our app is live on Android and iOS with 7,000 installs, 150 weekly active users, 550 monthly actives. And this is all organic, so we spend 0 on marketing. And the team that's making this possible is Connor, myself on the business side, Connor's on the engineering side. On the medical side, we have Christian, and we're supported by the Berlin Funders Fund. So in summary, we're working on a huge problem affecting over 700 million people. The market readiness has been proven by one of our competitors, but they haven't captured the US and the European market. And we'll have a large impact in this growing health app market, as well as prevent mental health and physical scars for people. So this is why we are raising a 450,000 euro pre-seed round. And we'd be glad if you want to join us on this journey to make millions of people feel more confident in their skin.
Thanks, Mo. That was a great presentation. First question for me is, are there any type of network effects or moat? How do you build this into something massive and defensible?
Yeah, that's a great question. The one thing that will in our more long-term strategy that we see there that we'll be able to do is give people really detailed advice. Like, let's say we have someone who is native from South America and they have oily skin and they live in Hong Kong, which is very polluted. So it's a very specific case, and maybe they're even vegan. Over time, by having tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of users, we'll gather all this data and experience of what worked for which person. We'll start with a general textbook medical approach, but over time we'll see, okay, this benzoyl peroxide doesn't work on this ethnicity very well, for example. So we'll be able to give people very, very tailored recommendations.
Another one that I had for you is, congrats on the early traction, but my kind of almost backhanded question is, you had a lot of traction, but not a lot of continued usage. People are downloading, but they're not continuing to use that much. And that would be my question. Is that a product flaw, or what's the case, and how do you change that in the future?
Yes. So the app we have live right now is the most basic thing you can imagine. It has two functionalities. When you track, you take a photo of your skin. The good thing is it helps you take those photos out of your camera roll where your dog photos and vacation photos belong, and takes those acne pictures in this app. And secondly, you take free text notes. That's it. And then you can look at your old entries. So the app, and it's only people who are very intrinsically motivated who are using it right now, who know the value of tracking, who have failed for several years and now understand this. We haven't made it fun as Duolingo is yet to track, and haven't given people streaks. And we just added notifications and reminders 2 weeks ago. So we're working on these features to make it more fun and more sticky to track.
Are you worried about the mental health side of things at all? So what I'm kind of envisioning is, I'm on here, I'm using the app, and it's like, knock, Matt, your face is starting to look like shit. You're breaking out in pimples. And I can imagine, Instagram is depressing teen girls enough, teen boys as well, I'm assume. Have you thought about how you deal with something like that that's sensitive when you have people with raging hormones?
That's a great question. I think also that's on the brand side a big differentiator of us, and because we're very aware of what this feels like to have acne from our own experience, and we've been very involved in the kind of Instagram communities and so on around acne positivity, which we've gotten a lot of great users and interviews from. And what we've learned is that we really need to be careful there, and not only help people solve their skin or make it heal, and we also never say stuff like imperfect or dirty. We avoid those things to shame people, and we help them also feel confident in the process of solving their acne. So we want them to be confident that they're on the right way, but it's okay if your skin isn't perfect. So this is something we're really look out for in our wording and in our communication.
Okay. I know you have a freemium model. Have you thought about possibly making it fully free and then just monetizing via affiliate products? Yes,
we just think that our initial go-to-market is the freemium model, the subscription, but there's a potential that in 3 or 4 years from now, the subscription will be a small portion of our revenues, or we'll get rid of it. We just see it as a quick and a way to get into the market, and to get some proof and to start growing, to get the flywheel going, and also not relying on affiliate marketing so much in the beginning allows us for faster scalability internationally.
Oh, in terms of the products, I see. What about in terms of the go-to-market? What is the plan? How do you explode onto the scene? This is a super competitive space, I imagine, when it comes to cost per click. And with other players coming in, I know there's at least 1 or 2 other German companies that are doing similar things. Yeah. So the thing with cost per click is definitely true, but not so much on the App Store, because there's very few technological solutions about this. There's lots of products. So if we wanted to compete with all the brands selling creams and so on and targeting the terms acne, we would have a problem. But since we're on the App Store, App Store optimization is going to be huge for us. We're already seeing big improvements there. That's where our users come from.
But another thing that is a smart move, we think, is to be really in touch with the communities online on social media. And we're also building the product that it becomes helpful for influencers. There's lots of medium-sized and big skincare influencers, giving them a tool that then they can post exports of a before and after of a cream they're testing for their users, and showing real data from our app and charts of how that cream that they're promoting is actually helping with them. Will be like in the background and always there is our plan to help these influencers make better content.
Not just that, there's a strategy I have for influencer marketing. I like to call it the a-hole test or the guilt test. And if you reach out to influencers and you basically have an aligned missions with them, if you can make them feel guilty for not saying yes to promote your product, which I think you could very easily hear of, you're trying to help your fans have a better complexion and feel better about themselves. Well, that's what we're trying to do too. If you think people deserve better skin, yada, 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 we'd love if you'd help them do that with Skin Theory.
I think that's great. Also, we can tell them, please be more transparent with your users. If you use this, you can show that you're not just being paid, it's actually working.
Mm-hmm. Another question from Claudia, a great one. Thanks, Claudia. What's your competitive advantage compared to the competition? So right now, I don't know if you necessarily said you had one or what the plan is for that.
Yeah, since this was a 3-minute pitch, I kept it for the Q&A. But the competition, we basically have one big competitor. The rest is relatively irrelevant in terms of what they provide and the user numbers. This big competitor is called Trove Skin. They're from Singapore. They were founded in 2017 and they have over 2 million users. So this is great because it's super motivating to us, not scary, because they have proven that there's a market need. But their main flaw is that they are so reliant on affiliate marketing that they haven't been able to expand past Asia. They're stuck in Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and we want to capture the European and the US market first. Also, we see that their app is complex and clustered. It's an accumulation of different features. It's not very, we want to follow the acne user journey from beginning to end, make it easy for people.
Mm-hmm. Or from beginning to continuation. I imagine there's a kind of long-term stay with a plan kind of deal that you guys have, maybe a lower price tier.
Exactly, a sort of maintenance tier.
Yeah, maintenance mode. We got another great question from Bin on Win. After the pre-seed round, what's the roadmap for further investment look like?
Yeah, so the pre-seed round we've calculated to last 18 months, and then we'll be targeting a seed round. So what we're trying to do with the pre-seed round is to really prove that what we're thinking about doing is working, and if not, make adjustments, and also test marketing channels. So as written on the slide here, for example, go on App Store keyword marketing, do these influencer ideas and campaigns and see how it works. So when we raise the seed round, we can already show investors, this is the return on investment, this is the customer acquisition cost on this channel. We're going to invest this many thousand or hundreds of thousands or millions in here.
Mm-hmm. Another great point from Claudia. Don't forget the Latin American market. Huge market there, booming, and very, very diverse compared to some of the other markets.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.